My name is Robert Rule, and I am currently enrolled in the Entertainment Business Master's Program at Full Sail University. In this video, I will be discussing my personal journey and a master from Robert Greene's book, Mastery. I aspire to work in the marketing and distribution department at a major film studio. As far back as I can remember, I have had a passion for working in the industry and a love for film. After I graduated with my bachelor's degree in business administration at the State University of New York at Potsdam, I tried to get a job in the business of film in New York City. I couldn't find a job, so I moved to Florida and started serving tables at a country club. I wasn't very happy with my life, and I needed that push to completely change my life. I'll discuss more about that in a minute. The master I chose in Robert Greene's book Mastery is Buckminster Fuller. Buckminster Fuller was born with extreme nearsightedness, and he had to use his other senses to overcompensate for this. As a child, he dreamt of a greater destiny and experimented with different inventions. He didn't want to get a traditional education, and he worked various jobs, but was often restless. He had a feel for machines and how all the parts came together. One day, his father invented a new way of producing materials for houses at a lower cost, and Fuller thought his idea was brilliant and helped him implement new technology, and his father later formed the Stockade building system. The company struggled, and 5 years later it had to be sold. Things got exceedingly worse, and Fuller eventually contemplated suicide, but a voice in his head said, as quoted in Greene's book, "From now on, you need never await temporal adaptation to your thought. You think the truth. You do not have the right to eliminate yourself. Your significance will remain forever obscure to you." After reassessing his life, he decided to listen to himself and use his ideas as passion. Years later, he invented the Dymaxion car, which is an energy-efficient form of transportation. I believe that Fuller is a master because, after deviating from his path for so long, he listened to his own voice and opened his mind up to more opportunities, and eventually his promise caught up with him and led to the invention of the geodesic dome, which is a whole new form of architectural structure. I've learned from Fuller that no good can ever come from thinking about the past. You have to learn to let go and strive for your goals. Sometimes you deviate from your path because a job becomes convenient, but eventually your passion will lead you to your dreams. Greene states that whenever he thought of money first, disaster then followed. In my case, after I was unhappy with my own life in Florida, I decided to not end up in a dead-end career and enrolled at Full Sail, and I made the move to Orlando to follow my dreams. I learned a lot from Fuller and how you cannot have regrets in life and that your future is what you make of it. If I was face to face with Fuller, I would ask him how he maintained the determination in helping his father with his ideas after suffering through his nearsightedness. Another question I would ask is if his father's business didn't get sold and it was still successful, does he think that he would still have made all of the contributions to the architecture industry? When it comes to social intelligence, I do believe that Fuller spoke through his work. According to Greene, your work is the single greatest means at your disposal for expressing your social intelligence. By remaining focused and speaking socially through your work, you will both continue to raise your skill level and stand out among all the others who made a lot of noise but then produced nothing. This means that Fuller did just that. He took his father's idea and revolutionized his business. Greene also states that people who retain their childish attitudes will rarely be able to hold on to the success they may achieve through their talent. Fuller eventually listened deep within and created an alternative way of making things that would often open people's minds up. If I am not careful enough, laziness and envy of the 7 deadly realities could keep me from continuing me on my journey to mastery. As I continue on in my education and eventually go out searching for a job, I can't help but become envious of previous classmates and all their success. Even with my own cousin, who is an entertainment personal trainer, I am constantly comparing myself to his level of intelligence and how easy it was to create a career out in LA. On the other hand, I can sometimes become lazy in an attempt to find the easiest and fastest way to my goals. Right now, 11 months seems like a long way to go to get my degree, but if I'm not careful enough, my laziness could affect me from getting the job that I want. The entertainment world is going to be full of challenges, and I really need to stay focused on working very hard and becoming a master in the field of film distribution. Thank you for listening to my video.